I'm Steve Caldecott and I'm the Health and Safety Lead for the Association for Physical Education. The Association for PE is the only subject association in the UK. We are committed to being the representative agency of choice for all those working in physical education, school sport and physical activity. I think it's important to remember that there's a big difference between physical education and school sport. The terms are often used synonymously and they're not. The Association for PE has a very good poster to illuminate that. Having said that, some teachers use sport to frame their work when they're developing thinking skills and the rounded student. So with that in mind, once they do start to work in sport activities, we suggest that where you go and work with something that's of higher risk, so for example in trampolining and swimming, we'd always suggest that the teachers or those working with the pupils themselves would hold a level 2 qualification or equivalent. There's widespread agreement on the benefits of physical education, so it's absolutely important that we do include all our pupils in the work that we do. In fact, the Equality Act 2010 makes it incumbent on us all that we make reasonable adjustments to our provisions so that all pupils can access the full programme. In the latest edition of Safe Practice in Physical Education, School Sport and Physical Activity, we do refer to, there's a good section on special educational needs and working with pupils who may have particular medical conditions. Sometimes schools can be quite risk averse because they're afraid of litigation. However, if you use well qualified and competent staff, that should avoid this. Also, if you're using coaches, they're not the answer per se. They should be used to upskill staff rather than replace teachers. In terms of over the last decade in developments, the association's position remains exactly the same, that we're always committed to ensuring that we provide high quality advice to protect both staff and those taking part in physical activities. The Safe Practice book itself is developed and improved every 4 years to ensure we remain up to date with the most current legal position and also to reflect any day-to-day activity that is happening in schools and that advice is needed on, and things that we perhaps couldn't predict over the period of the time. So for example, at the moment, the use of Fitbits is something we perhaps couldn't have been predicting 3 to 4 years ago, so it makes sense to offer advice around those topics. And likewise in the future, we don't know what those topics will be, so it's important that we do continually update our best practice guidance. Number 1, good teaching is safe teaching. Number 2, ensure that you are well supported with health and safety advice, including ensuring you have the latest copy of Safe Practice in PE, school sport and physical activity, and joining the Association for Physical Education to ensure you have access to regular updates and personal expertise to answer your bespoke questions. Number 3, carry out risk assessments for your school activity and involve all key personnel in this process. In addition, keep up to date with latest best practice, including by attending Safe Practice training, which is provided through AfPE. It's absolutely vital. In a school setting, you'll be asked to keep up to date on a range of areas through your school. For example, on prevent training, on safeguarding training, and those generic areas are very, very important. Equally important is training in physical education and school sport. So in addition to holding the Safe Practice document and making sure you're aware of what goes on in that and how you may best use that, we also suggest training every time the new edition of that is published so that you can keep up to date on any key changes that have been made.